twist this.
Welcome, Vikings fans. This is the FullSkol Podcast.
Let's go!
Let's go right into
Hey, fellas, do me a favor real quick.
Locker room.
All right, through 10 football games, you guys are 8-2. All right, you showed up today. Gritty win. All right, responses on either side when we had to have them. All right, plays in the kicking game. Ty Chandler popping one to get some field position. All right, there were all three phases with immediate impact when we needed you. All right, that's what this football team is all about. All right, response. Next play. Does not matter what's happened, good or bad. We are just going to go and play and play and play. All right, we now have hit 2 in a row on the road. Now we go hunting for some more back in our division. You guys understand? You got to start having that look and feel. All right, every single day we go to work to improve, to chase it. Because I told you last night, we got all the ingredients to be everything we've ever wanted to be in this room. All right, a special group. I love the way we fought that win out. Got some game balls. All right, this guy came back, went to work this week. All right, went out and led us offensively with 20 of 31, 246 and 2 touchdowns. Had a rushing touchdown too. So proud of this guy. He just keeps grinding away, getting better, leading our offense. Sam Darnold, here you go. All right, Andrew Van Ginkel, 2 sacks, 8 tackles, 3 TFLs. But very hard to believe, all right? That's now a career high, 8 sacks on the season. Give it up for you go, another guy topped the career high today. Went after the quarterback again. All this guy does is the every single day. Tough as nails, always there when you need him. 2 sacks today, 5 tackles, 3 TFLs. Pat Jones! And when we needed somebody to make a play, there he went. Another one, tracking the ball. I know everybody was disappointed because I don't know if he had that same swanky celebration ready to rock and roll or not. But here's what I know. When we need to play defensively, there's one guy you always know is going to be where he needs to be when he needs to be there. All right, one of the best to ever do it, Harrison Smith. Go!
Hitman.
All right, and I got one more. All right, speaking of being on his way to being one of the best to ever do it. All right, 6 catches, 81 yards, but most importantly, he now has the most receiving yards in NFL history through 5 seasons. Last time I checked, we still got 7 more.
7 more games to go, baby.
Jefferson.
Let's go. That's right.
Here's what we got to do. You guys are in a nice little rhythm right now. All right, understanding when I do give you Mondays, all right, people are in working. People are in getting that recovery because we're getting into the grind now. All right, middle of November, pushing forward. All right, everything is out in front of us. Everything we want as a team is out in front of us. But it's right at this moment where you got to decide, what else can I do? Can I do a little bit more? You're going to get everything you got out of me and this coaching staff. And my expectation is I got the right guys in this room. I love this team. I love where we're at. Let's go hunting right back in the division next week, boys. B.O., you got them. Yes, sir.
Foot on the gas. We got a Division I next week on the road. Everybody lock in. Let's turn it up a little bit. Woo! Vikings on 3. 1, 2, 3. Vikings!
Oh, it was so good seeing Hitman put that game away.
Yeah, and I missed it.
Oh, he did. You're going into
The game was over, and I was like, all right, Joel, let's go. I got to head to the woods. And then all of a sudden, you were like, boom, game over. And I'm like, what happened? What happened? Oh, no, you said Hitman, game over. I'm like, did he get one? Did he get one? And sure enough. Just to piggyback real quick on the Justin Jefferson, I don't know what he ended up finishing with, but so yeah, he broke the all-time NFL record of most yards within 5 games in Kansas. He just said it. He got 7 games to go in his first 5 seasons. He passed Torrey Holt, who had 6,784, and that went from 1999 to 2003. Who previous to Torrey Holt was number 84, Randy Moss. He was 6,743 from 1998 to 2002. So two of the top three quickest, most yards in the first 5 seasons are Vikings, Hall of Famer Randy Moss, and soon to be eventual Hall of Famer in Justin Jefferson. And 7 games to go, dude. It won't be touched. Nobody is good. He's going to be 8,000 yards. I mean, if he's got to be over 67, 84. I don't know what his exact number is as of today, but he's got to be like 6,800. So another 1,200 yards in 7 games. I mean, probably not. I guess that, but he's going to be. It's going to be 7,500.
1,200
yards.
games.
100 yards a game. He's got what? 1,207 games. It's 150 a game, pretty much.
Yeah, that's probably not going to happen.
No. But I'm saying he's going to be 7,500. He's 68 now.
Yeah,
That's 100. That's 100 yards a game average. For the next 7 games. But yeah, lights out. I mean, just unbelievable.
Well, and he had a couple, and he's had some not stellar games.
Yeah.
This year, so it's pretty spectacular what he can do. And it's not just because he's getting targeted, because and I don't mean to throw shade on our other receivers, but there's quite a few games now where Addison's had it and he's dropped balls. And you're just thinking to yourself, oh, JJ catches that every time.
Yeah, exactly. It's first thing. Like time. Naylor dropping that touchdown.
Or even Naylor. Oh my God.
Right. I mean, dude, that's
a dime, dude. Exactly. Sam Darnold dropped it in his chest, right between the numbers, and it just slips through your hands. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Just because you're the 3 deep doesn't mean you have to act like Jake Reed all of a sudden.
Exactly. Justin Jefferson, though, is number 2 on the season, only behind his college running mate of Jamar Chase. JJ's a game less than him. JJ has 912 yards on the season, and Jamar Chase has 1,056, but Jamar Chase hasn't had his bye yet. So he's played 11 games. JJ's only played 10. So, I mean, he's at 86 targets to Jamar's 100, but his average is 15.5 to Jamar's 14.5. So now, of course, Jamar Chase has 12 touchdowns and JJ only has 5. So, I mean, that's a huge disparity there. But so he's right there. I mean, one more game. He needs 88 yards next game against the Bears to get 1,000 yards, and then 6 games on top of that. So, I mean, he's going to get 1,500 easily. I was kind of hoping he was going to push about 2,000 so he win MVP, and I win $2,500. But probably not going to happen. Speaking of which, your Super Bowl bet payoff went up a little bit. I don't remember what it was last time we talked about it, but you could double your money. Double your money minus like 42 cents. I think it was 199.
I think it went down then.
No, you were at like 140 or something like that.
Oh,
I think
okay.
what it was. Yeah, and so it went up to like 199 and some change. So
I'm riding it. Riding
it. We went out. We make it to the playoffs, and it's $1,000.
Once you're in the playoffs. Anything can happen though. Like
not for us,
dude. I was just talking about this.
I was singing
because we win this. We beat the Titans. That's great. Titans suck. Yeah. And we turned the ball over only one time, but right away. Which sucks.
Yeah, Aaron Jones. That's not even on Sam Darnold. Not even on Sam Darnold.
And they got kind of lucky. I mean, it's not really lucky. It was a good play, but that long bomb, what? Yeah. What, you just pulled that shit out of your ass. That's not how you play normally. Whatever.
Yeah.
So the game was closer than it really was.
Yeah.
It was a win. Sure. And it's on the road. It's a win. Yeah. The only thing that taints it is something out of our control, in my opinion. And that's just how dominant Detroit's winning. So it's no matter how good, no matter what our record is, dude, the Super Bowl is going through Detroit this year.
Yeah. And we won, 12-7 or 12-9, 12-7, right? Last week. And Detroit to Jacksonville, and Detroit just beat him 52-6. 52.
Yeah, but look, again, though, I mean, we didn't finish in the red zone because all them stupid turnovers. But look at the yards that the Vikings put up last week. Yeah. We did the same thing to them.
Yeah, that's true.
We had the ball for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So,
But,
we did the same thing. We just didn't finish. Now,
we never
obviously,
put that. Yeah.
you're not going to get that leeway when we play the Lions. Now,
No.
we were competitive with them when
Yeah.
they beat us at home, but we were competitive, you know.
I mean,
And
we had the game
we're
won. We just needed a first down.
Yeah, that's it. One
Yeah.
first down.
One
And
first
that
down.
would have been huge. I mean, that first one was huge because
Yeah,
then
huge. Yeah.
you know, not only do we have the same record, we beat them. Now, even if we split, we're gonna, you know, okay, we go there and lose. Fair enough. You know, we win at home, you win at home, whatever. But now we got to go there and steal one back, and that's just,
Yeah.
that's a tall order, man. That's, I mean, that team is clicking.
Yeah. Well, I see they lost another defensive player, Anzalone, who's a really good like linebacker. I mean, he broke his arm, he's out 6 to 8 weeks, so he'll be back for the playoffs. But no, they're for real. They are beating people up.
You also have to look at our defense, though. Look at what we've been doing outside of that kind of fluke long bomb, damn near a Hail Mary.
There was two.
They got 2 touchdowns last week.
But they had another long bomb right after that.
They did. It got turned back.
And it got turned back because illegal hands to the face of Jefferson, which was, I mean, they were penalized like 100 yards. Like I mean,
and I think we only had, it finished with a little bit more, I think, at the end of the game. For most of the game, we had 1 penalty for 10 yards, 1 holding penalty. Most of the game. Like, we played clean.
I know at some point they had like 80 something. And I remember telling, here it is. We had 3 penalties for 35. They had 13 for 91.
Yeah.
91 penalties.
Yeah, that's tough.
Time of possession. Time of possession was actually close, 32-31 to 27-29, us in favor of us. So.
Which I saw that during the game, and I was like, how is that possible? We looked like they were punting all the time. I didn't understand why our time of possession was so close. It seemed like it was really lopsided, but I guess it wasn't. But.
Yeah, well, we both had 5 punts. We had like 24 first downs, and they only had 11. So, yeah, it does. Third down efficiency wasn't very good. 5 of 14. They were 6 of 15. So actually, it's exactly the same. Fourth down, we didn't go for it. Total plays, we had 67, and they had 55. So we 12 more total plays than they did. But last week we had like 80 couple against against Jacksonville, but we just couldn't punch it in because Sam kept turning the ball over. So yeah, Sam, just to continue on with that whole thought process, he had amazing game. Especially from what he came from, the last couple of games really struggling. He was 20 for 32, 246 yards and 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. And that turnover was not on him. That turnover was on Jones for sure. The commentator was like, "Oh, it's a little behind him." No, bro. No. A little behind him. There's nothing. No, he catches that ball, hits him right in the hands. Like, even if he has to go this way a little bit, one way or the other. Like, dude, it's you and the ball in the backfield. Keep your eyes down, catch the ball first, and then go. I mean, it's whatever. But so, Sam really bounced back. My fear going forward is that can we score enough points? Because we're only averaging like 20 couple points a game. Like we're not blowing like this team here. We should have blown away Detroit like we did last week. We should have absolutely crushed them. And well, if it wasn't for the turnovers, but it was the turnovers. I mean, like, it's just not even. You know what I mean? Like, it's not really a what if. It's we've been doing it, and Sam's done it time and time again. The Lions did to the Titans, who we just played. So last week we played the Jacksonville. We won 12-7. They did 52-6, and then what they did to the Titans, 52-14, and we scored 23. So not even half of what the Lions did to them, just a couple weeks ago. So the measuring stick is definitely right here in Detroit, and like you said, it just kind of like, it's a win, but we're not. I mean,
I'd rather have a win than a loss.
Obviously,
but I mean, it's just weird sitting at 8-2 and feeling like,
yes,
I don't want to say what's the point, but like, it's just hard to get excited.
Yeah,
you're 8. No, we're 8-2. We have one of the best records in the league. Like, like we have one more loss than the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
But here we are, like, what does it mean?
Yeah.
Because
because we're in the best division in football. That's why. I mean, what happened when we went 13-4? Did we win the division that year? 2 years ago? Yeah, we did. 2 years ago, and then last year, of course, the Lions did. But still, we weren't the number one seed at 13-4, and it's just like we keep running into these juggernaut of the seasons where the NFC is just so powerful, and there's not much we can do about it. So. Yeah,
I think I brought this up in the show before, where there was, I don't know how many years ago it was, where Green Bay won the division, and then we were a wild card again. I think it was at like 13-4 or something crazy, and Dallas won their division at 8-8.
Yeah,
you were just like, what? So that was before the 17. So they're 8-8 with 16 games. So we would have been whatever it was. We had over 10 wins,
12-4, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, it was something like that. You're like. And we're fighting for a wild card. Like, we have a better record than the other teams that are in. We're like, what? It's crazy.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because I have the playoff picture because we're 7 games. We're 7 games from the playoffs, and so we're starting to take a look at that. And as of right now, yes, because the 4 division winners get the first 4 seeds, they get a home game, and then the rest of them is a wild card. And we're number 1 in the wild card. But of course, the Lions are 9-1. The Eagles are 8-2, so they're tied with us. I think that's the NFC East or something like that. And then the Cardinals are 6-4, and the Falcons are 6-5, and they're winning their division, and so they're going to have a home game when we're gonna finish 4 or 5 games ahead of them in the schedule or more. 6. Who knows how many games better we're going to be, but yet we're still a wild card because we can't win our division because it's almost impossible because of Detroit. So
we're going to need them to slip up, and if they slip up, they need to slip up in our division. Like I feel like we have to win at Detroit. Like we have to, and hopefully somehow, and preferably the Bears.
Yeah.
Somehow. They're just gonna have to have a game where they're gonna have to have a game like Sam had last week. Like the only way that's gonna happen is if it's a game where there's a concert of errors or fluke things, and there's 4 turnovers and they just end up losing the game. Yeah. The Bears should have won that game. I mean, I can't believe blocked field goal. They should have won.
I don't foresee that happening. But the next thing we need is that they need to lose to the NFC. Because if they lose to Houston, so Detroit, we're going to look at their schedule, and it's just so, like you said, it's like, I hate that every episode now we have to talk about Detroit because that's the measuring stick. And really at this point, the playoffs are we're like a 95% lock to win, to be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And so now it's like, okay, these games all matter, but we have to see what we're looking at. So Detroit plays the Colts this week in Indianapolis. They're going to just absolutely dominate them. Then the Bears come to town in Detroit. They're going to absolutely smash the Bears there. That's on a Thursday night. That's actually on Thanksgiving. Yep, November 28th. That's Thanksgiving night. So they're absolutely going to dominate there. Then the Packers come to town, which maybe, but in Detroit. And then the Bills come to town. It would be a loss. The Bills just beat the Chiefs, but that's an AFC team. And what it comes down to on tiebreaker is NFC team. It's regular schedule, regular record, and then it's head to head, and then it's division, and then it's NFC. And so if the Bills beat them, it helps in the just regular all out how many wins. Well, actually no. All we need for them to do is lose one more. All we need to do is for them to lose one more, whether it be the Bills, or they have to go to the 49ers the week before they play us. 49ers have been playing a lot better. They got CMC back, and hopefully, they're really rolling by then. Because if we go into week 18 tied at 14-2, or 17 game season, and we win, that's the North. That's the North, and it's the number 1 seed in the NFC. That's what it's going to come down to. So we just need them to lose one more. We have to win out, and then we have the same record. We have the same exact record going in, so all the tiebreakers aren't going to matter because we're going to beat them, and then they're going to have one more loss than we will. So now if we lose one along the way and they lose one, then we go in there and we beat them. Then we have the same record, and then it goes into division, which would be exactly the same, unless somehow they lose to the Packers or the Lions or the Bears because we're going to sweep the division. So if somehow they lose in the division, well, then that tiebreaker would go to us because the head-to-head would be 1-1, and then it would go to the NFC, which we lost to.
Well, we can't sweep the division because we already lost to the.
No, we can sweep the rest of the division. That's what I'm saying. Like we're going to sweep the Bears, sweep the Packers, and then we'll split with the Bears. But I mean the Lions, but the Lions need to lose to the Bears or the Packers for us to get that tiebreaker. Really, and realistically, we need to win out. They need to lose one somewhere along the way. We need to go in there and beat them for week 18. And that game will be flexed for sure. That'll be the game of the day. That'll be the 4:00 game, or maybe even a Sunday night game, for all the world to see, because it's going to be for the NFC North. And it's the best division in football by far. Even with the Bears being as bad as they are, we're still the best division in football overall, just by percentage and everything else. So all that being said, looking at the playoff picture, it ended today. And this would be where it would be crazy to think, though, that the Lions would be so dominant. And then if we end up beating them in week 18 to win the division, instantly they go to wild card. I mean, it's so at whatever, 15-2 or 14-3. But if the playoffs started today, there's seven teams in the playoffs. One gets to bye. That would be the Lions. 2 versus 7, 3 versus 6, and 4 versus 5. As we are right now, we are the number 5 seed because, like I just said, the first 4 spots are division winners, which is the Lions, the Eagles, the Cardinals, and the Falcons. The Cardinals and the Falcons are barely over 500, and then we're at 8-2. So we would actually play the Falcons in Atlanta because the winning, like the top 4 teams get to host a playoff game. So that's as it stands right now. Eagles are going to buy the Eagles. The Lions are going to buy. The Eagles play the Commanders. 2 versus 7. 7 goes, obviously, the number, the smaller number, the higher seed gets the home game. The Cardinals and the Packers. So, and then us versus the Falcons. So 3 teams, as of right now, would be in the NFC playoffs. Three NFC North teams would be in the playoffs. 3 of the 7 would be NFC North. Almost 50% of the playoffs
dude.
would be from the NFC North. It's insane, dude. Like, it's the toughest division in football. So that's kind of where we're at as far as, really, that's really kind of what the focus has to be going forward is, okay, now we have to start jockeying for what does this look like. Now, of course, if we drop one and they don't, well, then they'll be resting people come week 18 because they'll have the number 1 seed sewed up. I don't think there's enough. Well, the Eagles, what did I just say? The Eagles are at 8-2. So I guess there's a chance that the Eagles could get the division somehow. The NFC North, the NFC number 1 overall seed if the Lions were to falter a little bit, but I just don't see them faltering. I really don't. Yeah, the Rams are 5-5, Seahawks are 5-5, the 49ers are 5-5, Buccaneers are 4-6, which the Bucs started out so hot. Cowboys 3. It's the rest of the NFC is really trash outside of the top, 7 or 8. Like the playoff teams that are in there are. But anyway, so that's pretty much kind of what it boils down to. We have kind of looking at our schedule going forward.
We go to Soldier Field next week, yeah?
Yes. Was there more about this week that we wanted to talk about other than JJ? Like you said,
I do want to touch back, like piggybacking off of last week with all those errors, what we said. And so I gotta throw my game ball to the coach because you're like, all right, quarterback whisper. How are you going to get – that was a terrible game for Sam Darnold with that many turnovers. You're going to need to do what you do and coach him up so he's not in his head and becomes a head problem. And if he was becoming a pumpkin, we killed the pumpkin. He killed the pumpkin between last game and this because he came out and had pretty good numbers.
They had great numbers.
No interceptions.
Yep.
Throwing good balls.
Made
He
good
was
Yep.
made good decisions. He had time in the pocket, so
Yep.
good job on our O line. But then when he didn't, he's scrambled a few times. Like he was, he escaped a couple times and completed play and smartly threw it away one time. Didn't try to get fancy. So that would have been. I was like, oh shit, here's where he's going to turn it over, and he's like, nope, we got
this away.
Second down. We got another down. Let's just get rid of it. And
I guarantee
that's great.
That was KOC's coaching for sure. Hey, throw it away. Like, it's okay. You don't have to make a play every time, because he said that so many times with Kirk. Just throw it away. We got another down coming up. So that was.
So I mean, you got to give credit. I mean, KOC, like, man, I love him as our coach. Like, I really, really do. I saw a stat today. I won't remember the numbers, but like his win-loss record is pretty impressive. Well, he leads. So his coaching class, like when he came in, I think there was like 7 other coaches, brand new coaches that came in that same year, and he far and away leads. Everybody else is just absolute ass. Like, he's the only good coach out of that whole
I think there was a
class.
couple that were close.
And it's a big drop off from first to second, like win-loss. And then the one I saw today was just, I think it might have been the past 3 years, like his win-loss record with 5 different quarterbacks or something like that. And it's dude, like, he can find ways to win with anybody. Like,
he should definitely be coach of the year talks for sure.
If once McCarthy starts and hopefully is good, it's not a, it's just a draft hopeful that doesn't pan out, because that, like we've talked about this before, it's like a 50-50 if they're actually going to pan out or not in the NFL. But if he does end up being a good quarterback and he can have KOC as his coach through, first 4 years at least or whatever, like, man, I'm hopeful for that, because if he's got this win-loss record with all 5 different quarterbacks, what's he going to do when he's just got the one to worry about? Like, he can coach him up, and like, if there's anybody out there that is slated to turn McCarthy into a marquee quarterback, it's KOC. So JJ McCarthy should be so grateful that we draft him, that he's in this organization. Like,
well, if you remember, most of the
Bears
draft,
get ruined.
Yeah, most of the draft analysts, they said that the best place for any rookie quarterback to go to is the Vikings. Like, it's just, I mean, the greatest facility. Look at all the weapons. I mean, everybody agreed. The best place, landing spot for any quarterback out of this draft is the Vikings. I mean, the coaching staff, the facilities, the ownership. I mean, everything, every single box is checked. And so, the future is definitely bright. We got JJ in a long contract. We got Christian Darrisaw on a long contract. We got TJ Hawkinson on a long contract. We got Jordan Addison still on his rookie contract. It's only his second year, so we got him for at least 3 more years. I could see him saying, I went out because, he's kind of whatever like that, but that's fine. Speedy, I think he's on his rookie contract as well. I don't know how old Speedy is. I guess I don't know where he came from. But anyway, so I mean, it's there. I mean, like, the pieces are there. This is a great season, and I think that we can do some really good things. Do I think that we can win a Super Bowl? I don't think so. Not with Sam. I mean, not with the inconsistencies. Now, if he finishes this season and he shows me, I mean, if we can somehow get to the point where that last game matters and we beat the Lions and we go into the playoffs as the number 1 seed in the NFC and everything comes through Minneapolis, well then, I mean, of course. But
or if there's an upset, like, the Lions can still lion. Let's not forget, Detroit has as much heartbreak as fans as we do. The last time they were relevant, Barry Sanders was their running back. So like, that's a long time, dude. Like, like, I would say they're due for sure. And like, going into this, it's a little tough now because we are so competitive, but I've always kind of had a soft spot in my heart for Lions fans, because they haven't had any. They've been trashed for so long. So it's nice to see them get a little success. It just be like, why do you got to be so good when we're good? When we're good at the same time? Like, can't you just be good when we're trash, where it doesn't matter? Then I could actually root for you. Like, when I can't root for you now. I can't root for you right now.
We get knocked out of the playoffs, I'll root for them.
But for sure. But if they
Maybe.
Yeah. It depends on
Maybe.
if they
Because
knock
I
us
gotta-
out.
because
If they
I
knock
gotta-
us, if
Yeah.
they knock us out of the playoffs, fuck those guys.
Yeah, I'll never hear the end of it too. So
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
no, I would
But-
never hear the end of it. Yeah.
I don't know, dude. Like anything can happen in the playoffs, and if they get upset in the playoffs, I feel like they're literally the only team that scares me. So
Yeah.
Kansas City doesn't scare me. Like we've already beat the Texans once. Like
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a walk. I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but if Detroit somehow gets knocked out where we don't have to face them, man, reset the playing board. Like we're alive and well. Like our chances are, but if it comes down to the NFC Championship game and we got to play the Lions
In Detroit.
shit.
Yeah.
I don't feel good about that.
Well, it's going to depend on
what my money. I will. If we pull it, if it comes down to NFC against the Lions, I'm pulling my money.
Well, it would probably be about $4 or $5 grand at that point too, because you're set to make 8. So
it's a 50-50 shot at that point.
If you make it to the NFC Championship game, 1 game away from the Super Bowl, I guarantee.
Can I do that to myself? Because I'll be so mad if they actually get the upset and they go to the Super Bowl. Man, that's going to be so tough. I've been saying I'm going to let it ride, and I kind of got to stick with it because if it does happen,
no, you don't.
Because my bet is to win the Super Bowl, not to get there.
No,
it's to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Which I think if we get there, I like our chances.
Well, yeah, if we get there, but if we got to play Detroit for the NFC Championship game,
I don't like our chances there.
No, I don't know.
Good.
It's really going to all come down to the Week 18 because I really think, as of right now, everything is pointing to that game being not for only the North, but for the number 1 seed. That I really firmly believe that. Again, Detroit has to lose, which I think that they will somewhere along the line. They have the Bills, they have the 49ers, they got, Chicago and Green Bay, those, whatever. But they're due to have like an off game. Jared Goff is still due to have another off game like that. They had Houston really had the chance to do it. I mean, really, that one hurt.
But the Vikings had him. I mean, the only real defense that gave him issues was the Vikings defense.
Yeah.
So he's got to face that again. Now, what you could say, okay, he's more prepared for it now because he's seen it, but I just don't know how you prepare for it.
Yeah. No.
If B-Flow does what he does and just keeps them guessing.
Well, they're going to try to do the same thing they did last time, the little short dinks and dunks, and B-Flow's not going to let that happen. He's going to come with a different game plan. Be like, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to put that 8-man front, and we're going to drop, and then we're going to drop 2 yards, and we're going to be right here when he thinks that we're dropping way back in coverage. Nope, we're not. We're right here, and now we're going to knock those down. We're going to
show blitz, but blitz less.
Yeah. We're going to you got ginked or something like that. Which actually, it reminds me, I wanted to touch base on Gink. So Van Ginkel through 10
he had
games.
a great game. God, he had a great game.
Van Ginkel through 10 games, 8 sacks, 13 tackle for losses, 46 tackles, 12 quarterback hits, 2 interceptions, 1 forced fumble, and 2 defensive touchdowns. That's like defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
Dude. I mean, yeah. 8 sacks, career high, and we got 7 games to go. I mean, if he has 1 sack a game, that's 15 sacks, bro. That's like top 10 all time. I mean,
those are numbers, dude. And he got 2 of those sacks back to back.
Yeah,
this game it was great.
What a pickup, dude. You got to give Kwesi his props there, dude. Like what an absolute.
We've said we had our questions last year about KOC. This past off season, he made some great moves.
Aaron Jones.
Mid-season, he's made some great moves.
Draft is a hit.
Picking up that replacement guard from the Jaguars, great move.
Yep.
Great move.
I
have no critiques right now. Since the end of last season, till right now, I have no complaints about Kwesi.
He's cooking.
0. Oh, he's let him cook.
Let him cook. Yeah, for sure. So,
I
mean, I think he's done great.
And I think we're going to get, I'm really talking about this, but I'll just touch on it. I think we're going to get B-Flow for at least 1 more year. I was listening to some people talking like, what's a good club for a head coach to take over right now with, management and who their quarter, what's like nobody. There's no team out there that anybody would want to be head coach for. Like, you're setting yourself, like, you want it. They fire the coach in Chicago. You want that job?
No.
Do you want that job?
I mean,
dude, that front office is ass, dude.
If he's talking about doubling his money, he'd probably want it. You know what I'm saying? Like, money's
if the Wilfs are smart, they'll just pay him, keep him happy, keep him here.
I have heard that as well. That it's still, there's probably a decent chance we can keep him, but he's also made the comment that he would like to do it again, be a head coach again.
He said, he did say that. There was an interview. He said that, he would like to head coach again, but he's also really happy here. And they said his kids are probably going to be mad because they really like it here.
Yeah.
So
we won't have him for long, but we might have him another year.
I think we get him one more year.
Yeah.
Situationally, it depends. Like, again, I don't know that. I mean, he might go just for money. That's possible.
Yeah.
But I think he's competitive enough that he wants to.
Yeah.
He wants to be good. He wants to be competitive. I just don't. I don't know. Who knows? It's hard to say. But I think our Super Bowl window, I think, involves him, to be honest, at least in the short term. So if it doesn't happen this year, it doesn't really look all that likely with Detroit being so dominant.
Yeah.
Now, next year, we'll see. It's a different story depending on how J.J. McCarthy performs.
Yeah.
But that window with him is closing.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say, I would hope that maybe at the end of the year, he starts getting some love, that KOC be like, hey, look, we got the young kid coming in. Let's run it back one more time. Let's show Detroit what it's all about. We get JJ in here. This is our franchise quarterback. He's got a year under his belt of all the mental stuff and all that kind of stuff. Let's see what we can do. Give me one more year, B-Flow. Come on, and just hopefully he stays. But like you said, I mean, there's not much we can do about it. And it's going to be, at some point, he's going to leave. It's just the nature of the game. Like, when you're that good of a
business,
you always go. Like,
it's always easy for us to say, like, oh, the quarterback should take take less money. It's like, would you turn down $4 million? Shut the fuck up, dude. You're gone. Someone throws enough zeros at him, he's gone. Probably even with an ass team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna may not win a Super Bowl, but I'm gonna get paid.
And
we as fans would like to think that the Super Bowl is the pinnacle, and that's what they're chasing more than money, dude. At the end of the day, it's business.
Yeah, it's all money.
And only one team can win the Super Bowl, any given year.
Yeah.
So there's only so many chances to even get that. So as a coach, or even as a player, when you're thinking about your life and it as a business and you making money, you're not going to put all your eggs in the Super Bowl basket, like trying to get it. Yeah, that you want a ring for sure, because that's even more money, but you're not going to turn down money. I mean, some people do, when you have more money than God, when you're Tom Brady, and he knew he knew what it was. He's like, I'll take money. We got another, we'll run it back. We'll have the same team next year. Oh yeah, I'll do it. Because I'm going to get my bonus, I'm going to get paid, and all my extra money I'm making on advertisements and everything else. Yeah, I'll take less money. My NFL salary is the least money I make a year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's my part-time job, bro.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, who cares?
It's my part-time income. Yeah.
That's such an exceptional scenario. Like, that's not the norm. That's definitely not the norm.
Yeah.
And you can hate Kirko all you want, but no way we're giving him 4 years guaranteed, and some franchise was willing to do that. You got to take that. You got to take that.
Yeah.
You have to, for your family. You would do it for your family 100%.
Of course,
for mine.
100%. For sure. Yeah.
Whatever.
I was like my dad always said, I was looking for a job when I found this one. So
that's right.
I mean,
but we do have to face him in a couple of games. Old Kirko Chains coming back to US Bank.
Yes, we do. Just a quick rundown of some of the numbers we had this week as far as some of the players. Aaron Jones did not have a great game. He only averaged 2.6 yards a carry, 15 carries for 39 yards. Cam Akers I thought Cam Akers was better than this. He had 10 carries for 25, an average of 2.5. And then good old Slinging Sam actually punched one in. He had 8 carries for 18, and he had a rushing touchdown. JJ had 6 receptions for 81 yards, average of 13. Jordan Addison, 3 receptions for 61. That's over 20 yards a reception plus a touchdown. Cam Akers had a receiving touchdown. what did TJ had a terrible game, 2 catches for 13. I don't know how many targets he had, probably not that many. And
Not that many. And I mentioned that too. I'm like,
because Josh Oliver had 3 receptions for 34.
And Oliver is an underrated quarterback.
And Jalen Naylor all of a sudden has just fallen off the map because he had no receptions, but he had 1 touchdown and he dropped it. So
I was saying, like, does Sam not like Sabretooth? What's up?
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
No, like, why won't he? Like, how, like, the one time we did throw it to Hawkinson, he was right there. It was perfect. We got the first down, like that short yardage, like that should always be there.
Yeah, it's always there.
Like, why aren't we utilizing that more? Like, we could punish teams. Like, we can almost use that as our running game. It should be so effective that it forces the defense to play tight to the line, which is going to break out Addison or JJ. Like, I don't get it.
I don't know either. Yeah, I don't know either. And it's not even like we're having 2 and 3 tight ends in it on the same snap sometimes. Josh Oliver, Munt, and TJ. I'm like, why is Josh Oliver getting these targets? Like, I don't get it either. But I mean, you got to trust KOC. He's the one making the calls, and I don't know if TJ is there and Sling and Sam's just not seeing him or not.
Yeah, I just don't know if it's the reads, but
progression.
Comes down to our running game too. Is just our short game sucks. I mean, that was a terrible rushing game, and I saw. I was like, why we can't get anything going on the rush? Like,
no, yeah.
Is that an O-line problem? Like, so we had good protection, but were we just not getting? Are they not making holes?
I mean, I guess maybe a little bit of it, but Aaron Jones is having some great games here recently, and this was definitely his worst. So I don't know. I don't know.
Did they have a good? I guess I never looked at their where they're ranked in run defense. Did they have a good run defense?
Yeah, I don't think it's very good, but run defense. How good is the Titans' run defense? Tennessee's overall ranking is 6th best in the league.
Well, there you go.
Allowing 4 yards a carry. So yeah. We had 3 guys that averaged 2 point something. So they have top 5 basically, top 6 I guess run defense. So I was not aware of that. So but like I said, in the end we pulled out the win. It was never like in jeopardy at all. Like the game, it seemed like we should have been winning by more, but yeah, I mean it's still a pretty convincing win. I mean, we won by 10. That's 2 scores, and I mean, we held them to 1 touchdown.
Again, it wouldn't even have the asterisk on it. We just that was a good win, 1 by 10, 1 by 2 scores, except for Detroit demolishing their opponents.
Yeah, it's just they're embarrassing them. I mean, it's ridiculous. Yeah, what they're doing to them, and of course we play the same teams because the NFC North plays the AFC. Whatever they are,
or whatever AFC,
East or something
revolves.
And we swept them, and Detroit swept them. I don't know what the Bears and the Lions or Packers are going to do to them or did to them, but they didn't. They wait. Who did Detroit lose to? Detroit. I thought that was the Texans, wasn't it? No, maybe it was their second game of the season, I think. Was it Tampa Bay? Was it the Bucks? Detroit lost to the Bucks 20-16.
Oh, okay. Damn it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so you're gonna both sweep the AFC. The North owns the AFC South.
Yeah. So
running that Civil War back.
That's what I'm saying is that we have that same. Like we're playing the same teams, and so the barometer is okay. Yeah, we beat them, but Detroit smashed them. I mean, just obliterated them. We won last week barely, and Detroit just obliterates them. So,
but last week wasn't a barely though. It was, but it wasn't. I mean, like 45 minutes we were owning that team, and we just turning the ball over, turn. And I know they matter. I know they matter. I'm not saying they don't matter, but if you're looking at what our offense was doing, was whatever we wanted right up until we threw the ball away in the red zone. So it's like, I know you can't play the shoulda, coulda, woulda, whatever game, but I'm going to. So, I mean, if you take those, you don't do that, and we're up by 4 touchdowns. And it's out of hand early, and so you just keep tacking it on. You know, like we could have done that, and it would have been great for morale. You know,
which also like we talked about also though is that I'm not mad at Dan Campbell for doing that. That's exactly what you're supposed to be doing.
That's what I want us to do. I can't stand that we let off the gas, we take our foot off their throat. It's like, stop doing that.
Just
win by 40 points. What's wrong with that?
50,
you strike fear in the hearts of your opponents. Now here we are.
Yeah, exactly.
With one less win, and we're talking, you know.
Yeah.
We're worried about them because of what they're doing. Well, why we should be doing the same thing.
Yeah, we should be, but we're not. But you know, it's
maybe we can't. I don't know. But
I don't know. Yeah, that's my fear is can we put up enough points to them? Now, like you said, at home, 29-31, we actually had that game won, but we didn't. So it's going to come down to that. So maybe the defense is good enough to hold them again in Detroit. You know, I don't know. I mean, they always show up good. That's what I would say. The other thing. Oh, that's what I was going to bring up. Did you see? Did I share that with you? Did you see that the Titans head coach, I read somewhere that the Titans head coach, I don't know if this is accurate or not, was complaining about
the Vikings fans booing
noise. Yeah. Here it is. And then he was going to file a complaint.
That can't be real. That can't be real.
This is from the sports.besttoppicks.com or something like that.
Yeah, I think
Brian Callahan blames Vikings fans for the Titan loss, seeks NFL action. After a disappointing loss in a crucial match, the Tennessee Titans coach Bill Callahan made headlines with his unusual post-game comments. Instead of focusing on the performance of his team, Callahan placed the blame of the defeat on the Minnesota Viking fans, claiming that their excessive cheering and distractions prevented the Titans from playing at their best. The comments quickly gained attention, leading to mixed reactions from fans, analysts, and fellow coaches alike. Callahan's controversial blame on fans that he was going to take action or ask.
There's no way that's real. There's no way that's real.
I would.
There were a lot of purple. There was a lot of purple in that stand, dude.
A ton. Yeah. Goal chance, the whole 9 yards. So, good.
Near. That was close to a home game as you're going to get.
Yeah, I mean, when they showed the fans, there was purple everywhere in the stands. Yeah. I mean, everywhere. So, so you never know. We show up in Detroit and start doing this. I'm not going. There's no way I'm going to that game. I'm watching that right here where I've been watching them. I do not want to feel the defeat, and I want to get out of there alive when we beat them.
If you win,
there is no way I'm going to Detroit, dude. Zero chance. I got a buddy who's got season tickets, and he's like, I told him that, maybe I'd have somebody that would like to go to that game. And I'm like, no, bro, I'm not going to that game.
Do we have a game around Christmas at home somewhere?
The 22nd. No, we don't. The 22nd is in Seattle, and then the 29th is the Packers at home. So I guess
I could go to that game. Although my record of watching us beat the Packers at the US Bank is 0-1 right now.
Yeah, don't go.
Last year was embarrassing.
Don't go. Yeah,
I'd like to go though. I'd like to go.
Go to the Bears game on the 16th. Oh, you're not going to be back till after Christmas, right? Or something like that.
Yeah.
There's a game. There's a home game against the Bears on the 16th, but that's December 16th.
December 16th.
Yeah, December 16th.
Yeah, I probably won't make that. That would be a better one. I'll go.
And actually,
we're not going to get beat. Hold on, we're not getting beat by the Packers 2 years in a row in our house. It's not happening.
No, we're sleeping. But that December 16th game is that a Monday night? No, it's Sunday night. No, it is a Monday night. It's 8 games. It's 8 days after the Falcons. Yeah, so it's a Monday night game. Bears, Vikings at home. So that'd be a good one. Anyway,
noon game next week.
Noon local. Yep. In Soldier Field. Yep. So we can look at the upcoming schedule. I guess that there's nothing else. I mean, I think we've talked quite a bit about.
Yeah, we're good. What's our predictions for the?
So we got the Bears, 1:00, and then the Cardinals, who are not great.
They're playing, but they're playing
playing
pretty
better.
good. They're
playing
pretty
better.
good.
Yeah, I mean their record is not very good, but like you said, they're
playing good right now. Their last few games, Kyler Murray's looking pretty good.
Oh, actually, they are winning their division at 6-4. So yeah, they are winning their whatever that is.
That's not a gimme.
No, for sure. Where'd my schedule go now? There it is. Okay, so the Bears this week in Soldier Field. The Cardinals at home, another Sunday 1:00 game here on the East Coast. And then the Falcons at home. So this will be the Bears this week will be our fourth road game in a row. We've gone 3-0 on this road trip. We're gonna go 4-0 on this road trip, and then we go home for 3 games. So Cardinals at home after the Bears, Falcons at home on December 8th, which is what we're 10. That was week 11, 12, 13, week 14, week 15. The Bears come to our house, so we have 3 games at home, and then we go to Seattle, which is not going to be an easy game either, probably in Seattle. Notoriously, they've had kind of our number. That's a 4:00 game, so that's probably
no. They had our number when with Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Since he's left, they haven't really had our number.
Yeah.
I think I don't know if we split, but I don't know what our record is, but we've beat them since. We had issues with Russell Wilson. Yeah. He had our number for his entire career.
I guess the PTSD comes back to the Miss Blair Walsh, throw like 2 degrees or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But, so anyway, so that's week 16. Week 17, December 29th, 1:00 game against the Packers at home. And then week 18, like we said, is January 5th in Detroit, to be determined what time that game is, because more than likely, all things continue on the trajectory that they're on. That's for the number 1 seed and the NFC North. Could you imagine? Dude, wow.
Big game.
But we got to get there first. But like I said, I would say the Cardinals are probably going to be a pretty decently tough game. We're at home, thankfully. Falcons have kind of fallen off a little bit. They looked terrible yesterday. Kirk O'Chain's coming home, though, and we know you put a little pressure on him, he's going to start doing his little check down, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Again, the Bears. Seattle, you never know. In the road, if it's rainy and cold, you just never know on that one. So that one kind of scares me a little bit at home on the road. The Packers at home, we should win that game, and then it comes down to the Lions. So the Bears on the road, Sam's playing well. The Bears have really started to fall apart. Caleb Williams, the pressure that he's going to face is the first time seeing the B-Flow defense too.
He's screwed.
We're going to turn him over probably 3 times. And I think Gink maybe gets a touchdown, or Harry. There's going to be a pick 6 or a scoop and score. We want to break 30 this week, I think, against Detroit. I think it's 32. Chicago, yeah. 32-13 again. They get a touchdown and 2 field goals. Maybe 16. 32-16, we double them. Nope, 13. 32-13. I don't know where I get 32 at, but
I'll go 28-12.
28-12. Okay.
4 field goals. They're not getting in the end zone.
Oh, no end zone, huh? Okay. Yeah.
4 field goals. That's it.
I don't know. I got 32, but how do I get to 32? 21, 24, 30. I don't get 32. There is no 32. 20.
Yeah, there can be. There's got to be.
28, 31.
No. 32, 12, 22.
No, it's got to be like 33 or 34 or something. So if it was
might be a missed field goal or missed extra point there.
Yeah, because we do have that Romo who missed an extra point this last week. But yeah, I need to change that. So 28, it'd be 31, it'd be 34, would be 3 field goals. Yeah, let's go 34 because that works out a little bit better as far as the math. So 34-13, I'll say.
I need to write these down. I never, as they're playing, I'm like, what was my?
Yeah, exactly. We have to go back and watch the end of every episode and see what it is. But Yeah, no, like you said, the biggest thing is the reminder that I remind myself was we're still 8-2. Yes, it feels less than what it is because of the division that we play in. If we were in any other division, we'd be like, yeah, we're kings of this division. We're dominating everybody. We're blowing everybody out. We have the second best record in the NFL or in the NFC, or tied for the second best in the NFC. But because we happen to be in the hardest division in football, it's just what it is. But it will be that much sweeter when we start our reign. The Lions, they got their little window, and everybody, as a fan of football throughout our lives, 30 plus years of footballdom, or almost 40 years of being a football fan. There's always these little windows. Everybody has their windows because it just works out. The cap, the players, but then, and so the Lions, they've been trashed forever. That's why I keep telling these guys, and they're like, yeah, the Lions. I'm like, you know what? Good for you. For all of your life, these 65-year-old guys that I hunt with, I'm like, for all of your life, the Lions have been trashed. So good for you that the last 2 seasons you've done some stuff. You wasted Barry Sanders' career. You wasted Megatron's career. Like, good for you that you finally – and they're like, yeah, there's nothing they can say because they've been trashed forever.
Yeah.
So, good for them. But at some point, you got to pay the piper. And – it's just not going to happen. It's just the nature. It's the business side of the whole thing is you can't pay everybody. And as people start to fall off because this free agent, you're a cap casualty. How many times have we heard that in the last 5 or 6 years? And so their window is here now. If they happen to win one, good for them. I'm getting to the point where they're starting to be the Packers to me just because I'm right here. If I didn't live here and I didn't have to see it everywhere and hear it every time I put on a jersey or anything else, I don't think they would be that bad because I've always liked Detroit, but I've never liked Detroit when they were good and I've never lived here.
I keep telling I don't live there and it's still getting bad. Like they're just becoming, it's like instead of taking the high road and being better than the teams that they hate and being better than the Packer fans, because they've just been talking shit for decades. Now that they're winning, they sound like idiots and they're just being dumb. You're just like, don't become the thing that you hate, dude. And I'll be the first one. Like if the Vikings or when the Vikings kind of start our dynasty and we start winning consistently these next 10 years, I'll be the first one to call out my fellow fans. Like, hey man, we don't just act like you've been there before. The best that you want to really get under their skin, just be like, don't give them what they want. Don't start the fight. Don't feed the flames. Just be like,
I mean, I'm not going to be a douche,
just
but
like,
I'm going to tell them.
Beat us then.
Yeah. Do something about it. Yeah. Which is, I hear that here. I was just like, we're better than you. You're right. Right now,
I mean, if you're gonna
I'm going to say the Detroit Lions are better than us.
If we get into Packer fans and we, let's say we even, oh God, please, we win one. They're still gonna cry scoreboard and how many rings you have and how many rings, like whatever. We got one. One.
And you had 40 years of Hall of Fame quarterbacks, and how many do you have? 2. One for Favre, one for.
So I mean, what? Just beat us. If you're better than we are, then just beat us. That's all. You just do that. But anyways, I think next week should be a dominant win. The Bears, like you said, are falling apart, and so I'm going to stick with my 28-12. Nothing but field goals for the
34-13,
orange and black. So that's my guess.
Alrighty.
We will see you all next week. That one wasn't that good.
All right, do it again.
No, still not good.
You're in the wrong. See you, bye.
And I tell you guys I love you. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. And that will never change. I will ride with this group until they don't let us play more games.